Hello, students, and welcome to our virtual college fair. You can ask questions to the panelists at any time using the Q&A button. Just so you know, your camera and microphone are turned off so no one can see or hear you. Please sign up for more sessions. There's plenty available, a lot available. But also, if you can't attend, there will be a recording available sometime in the next couple of days. So I'm going to turn it over now to our first panelist, which is Minnesota University at Mankato.
Perfect, thank you for that. Let me just go ahead and put up my presentation. I am not the most tech savvy person in the world. All right, hopefully everyone can go ahead and see my presentation. All right, well, my name is Stephen Thomas. I'm an admissions officer at Minnesota State University, Mankato. So Mankato is, I like to call it a big town, little city kind of vibe. We have a lot of different recreational parks. And here, this is where you can view the downtown area and where the Civic Center is, where our hockey team plays. There's a lot of different shops, restaurants, things to get involved in the community as well. So we are located 85 miles south of the Twin Cities. And for those of y'all who don't know what the Twin Cities is, that's the combined cities of St. Paul and Minneapolis. We did start over 150 years ago in 1868, first known as the Mankato Normal School, which means we were first an education school. So education is our oldest program, but now we do offer over 130 different undergraduate programs. We are sitting around 14,500 for the student population. And having that being said, 25% are of diverse students and 18% of that is of domestic people of color. And we are actually the second largest university within Minnesota. And even though we are the second largest university, we are still able to offer that 20-to-1 student faculty ratio. For our job placement, we are sitting around 93%, and we are a national leader in undergraduate research. Now, for students who love to get involved, we do have over 200 recognized student organizations, having that by academic groups, fraternity sororities, special interests, and so much more. Now, here are some university services that we offer. I'm not going to go through all of them because I can't go through all of them within 6 minutes. But some things I do like to point out is through our diversity. We have many different centers, for example, like the LGBTQIA Center and the Multicultural Center that host a lot of different events throughout the year and events every single week. And they also have different organizations throughout each center as well to get involved that way. For our sports, actually, we do have NCAA Division I for men and women's hockey. And for all our other athletic teams, we are Division II. Now, living on campus at MSU Mankato is actually not required for any student any year that they go to school here. We do have 5 different resident communities and many different types of rooms that students can choose from as well. Now, to apply for admissions, we do have a thing called the automatic admission requirements. So if you meet just one of these, which is the top 50% of your class, having a 3.0 GPA or having a 21 ACT composite score, you know before you apply that you will be getting into the university. That being said, applicants through fall 2022, so you seniors and juniors out there, ACT and SAT are actually optional, so you don't have to send those in if you don't want to. And how that application process works is you just go online, complete that application, submit your fee and your high school transcript, and if you want to, your SAT and ACT. Now, for you seniors out there who have not applied to MSU Mankato yet, we still really encourage you to apply. We do have something called rolling admissions, which means you can actually apply until the beginning of August. So you still have some time there. So for the academic year costs, so since y'all are from Illinois. The tuition fees would be around 12,500. But we do have something that Illinois students can qualify for, which is an in-state tuition scholarship. So what that means is you'll just be paying the in-state tuition, which will go down to about $8,600. And to meet the requirements for that, you do have to be either in the top 15% of your class, having that 3.8 GPA, or having a 25 ACT score, or a 1220 SAT. Just a few information here for scholarships. We do have Raise Me. Hopefully some of y'all have heard about Raise Me before. It's just a service that we actually partner with that rewards students to get those good grades, be involved in their school, their community. It's very easy to sign up. All you gotta do is go on Raise Me, create your profile, and make sure you follow us. And there's many different schools as well that use this Raise Me. So that's a great thing to go ahead and look at, especially if you're starting off like in the 9th grade. You can actually go on Raise Me and start building up those micro scholarships there. Perfect. Well, thank you so much and for giving me the time to go ahead and speak to y'all. If y'all have questions, let's go ahead and put it in the chat box.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And up next, we have Southern Oregon University.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Jimmy Martin, and I am from Southern Oregon University, located in Ashland, Oregon. A little bit about Ashland and SOU in our community. We are a fairly medium-sized school. I would say we have just under 6,000 with a student to faculty ratio of about 20:1, and your average class size is around that same number, about 22 students a class. Now, for anyone considering the West Coast, Ashland is great because it's a really centralized location. Portland is just about a 5-hour drive away, and you can also get down to the Bay Area, San Francisco, in about the same amount of time. We have a that can take you up to Seattle as well as down to LA. So you can really get anywhere on the West Coast here in Southern Oregon. In terms of our community, we are a very sustainable environment here. We're one of the original bee campuses in the country, meaning that we understand the importance of our honeybee population. So we do have a lot of different are an accredited tree campus, and we also have a farm where students and faculty can work and grow their own fresh produce that we can then sell to students on campus. We are one of the top 25 LGBT-friendly campuses in the country, as well as being consistently ranked as one of the top 50 best disability-friendly campuses in the country as well. We've been pretty consistently ranked as a top 10 finalist for best small town in America. And the last distinction that I couldn't fit on here is that Movie Maker magazine has consistently ranked Ashland, Oregon as the #1 small town in America to live and learn to be a filmmaker. When it comes to our academics, we have 38 different majors here at SOU with over 100 different areas. Our top 5 most popular programs are business, education, psychology, criminal justice, and communications. I myself am a former student here. I got my degree in criminal justice, so I could talk all day about that program. But some other programs that I like to highlight are our theater program. It's definitely what we're most well known for. We have our Oregon Shakespeare Festival, which is one of the largest festivals in the country. We have a fantastic nursing program, which has our highest success rate in terms of students actually getting jobs in their field once they actually complete the programs here at SOU. We are very strong in our sciences, including chemistry, biochemistry, biology, and environmental science. If students are interested in pursuing medical schools, over 80% of our students actually do get into the medical schools of their choice when they go through our science programs here at SOU. Digital cinema, I just mentioned that fact about this being the best small town to live and learn, be a filmmaker. So one of our newest majors is digital cinematography, very quickly becoming one of our more popular programs as well. We're also highly proficient in the creative and performing arts as well. So those are just a few that I wanted to highlight real quick in my short amount of time. When it comes to student life, there is so much to do here, even though we might be a little bit of a smaller community. Whether you want to get involved by joining one of our clubs and organizations, our most popular clubs by far are our multicultural clubs, whether that be our Latino Student Union, which I was a part of, our Black Student Union, our Native American Club, our Hawaii Club. Hawaii Club is definitely one of our most popular clubs. We have a very big Hawaiian population. If you're interested in sports, we're in the NAIA division, so it's like a step below the NCAA. We're a very competitive and successful sports school here. Our football team won a national championship back in 2014. Our women's softball team won their first national title just a couple years ago. We've had plenty of individual champions within track, wrestling, and cross country. Oregon is very much known as a track and field state. That very much rings true for here at Southern Oregon as well. It's not just the University of Oregon. And yeah, so if you love outdoor activities, there's hands down, it's the biggest activity to do here in Southern Oregon. We have our Mount Ashland just about 15 minutes outside of campus. Right now, they got a lot of snow up there right now. So if you like skiing, snowboarding, you have that at your disposal here. We have Mount Shasta, which is a beautiful mountain range, about hour and a half, 2 hours way down south as well. So there's plenty to do here, especially if you love the outdoors. When it comes to affordability, now obviously you'd be paying out-of-state fees here, which comes out to about $28,000 a year just on tuition, and then you add room and board on top of that. That's where you're going to be looking at realistically for your cost. You offer financial aid in many ways. We have just started awarding merit-based scholarships. So if you meet the minimum GPA requirement, you could potentially receive between $8,000 to $12,000 a year on merit scholarships, just based off your high school GPA. We also award scholarships through our athletics and through each department as well. Our main way that we award scholarships is through what's called the SOSA, or the Southern Oregon Scholarship Application. This will give you access to over 100 different scholarships to potentially apply for here at SOU. In regards to our admissions criteria, our minimum GPA that we require for incoming freshmen is about a 2.5 with the C- or above in your college preparatory subjects. So your math, your sciences, your language arts, We are fully test optional now, so we do not require the SAT or ACT scores at all. They're completely optional. You can submit them if you would like, as well as additional documents like letters of recommendation and personal essays. So the only thing you need to apply is our application through our website and your high school transcripts. And I actually do cover all the Midwest as well. So if you ever have any questions to learn more about SOU, I'm your guy. So here's my contact information. I'll leave it up there for the last seconds I have. And if need be, I can put it in the chat as well. Thank you so much for learning a little bit more about SOU today.
Thank you, Jimmy. Up next, we have St. Ambrose University.
All right. Hello. My name is Grayson Schreiner, and I am a senior admissions counselor here at St. Ambrose University. We are a private Catholic liberal arts university located in Davenport, Iowa, which is a part of the Quad Cities area, and are rooted in the values of inclusivity and serving others. Our approximately 3,000 students take advantage of over 60 undergraduate majors, ranging from arts to engineering to health sciences, as well as master's and doctoral programs. With average class sizes of 20 students, our students are getting personalized attention from the very beginning. Professors are invested in each and every one of their students. They truly want you to be successful. So they will be the ones who can connect you with internships and write recommendation letters for job and grad school opportunities. In addition to help from professors, we have a wide variety of free services for students. These will include the Student Success Center, offering free peer tutoring for 100 and 200 level courses and writing assistance. Accessibility Resource Center, aiding students requiring physical and learning accommodations. And the Career Center, assisting with on-campus employment, resume creation, interview skills, and alumni connections. These resources are a few of my favorite things about St. Ambrose, but another favorite of mine is our campus environment and community. So of our 2,300 undergraduate students, 69% of them live on campus all 4 years. This is huge for a school our size. Because of this, campus is really fun and lively. And with being right on campus, most of our students take advantage of our clubs and organizations. SAU has over 95 of them on campus that are all student driven, meaning if we don't have a club that you are passionate about, you can start one. Clubs and organization themes include academics, cultural, and service-based ones. Another way to be involved is campus ministry. So welcoming of all faiths, students can take part in many different activities such as retreats and service learning trips. Athletics are also available for students to take advantage of. There are approximately 800 student athletes on campus who are members of our 31 varsity teams that will be comparable to Division II or III, depending on the sport. But we are a part of the NAIA, which means we are able to offer athletic scholarships to our student athletes. SAU also offers programs in music, art, and theater, so students are able to continue their passion for the arts, whether they choose to major in it or not. And scholarships are available for all 3 programs by audition or portfolio review. Additional scholarships for students include annual academic scholarships ranging from $13,000 to full tuition, and are given to all admitted students based on GPA and test score if available. But we are test optional and will not require a score. Alumni and diversity scholarships are also available based on your SAU application. Our application is online, it's free, and only takes about 10 minutes because we only require your basic information, so no recommendation letters or essays. Students with a 2.5 unweighted cumulative GPA on a 4.0 scale are admitted to SAU. Test scores can help if you do fall beneath the requirement, but you can also, they can also help potentially increase your academic scholarship. We are currently offering individual in-person campus visits along with virtual visit options. I would love to chat more in depth with you about St. Ambrose during one of these opportunities. So let me know if you have any questions. I look forward to assisting you in your college search. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And up next, we have University of Cincinnati.
Okay, I think we're all set. Oh, let's see if I can move this around just a little bit. Sorry. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and get started. And if I can get it to show me the screen the way that I'd like it to, that would be great. So great, there we go. Okay, my name is Jen Sloan. I'm from University of Cincinnati. I'm actually regionally based in the Chicago area, and I work with students from anywhere in the state of Illinois. University of Cincinnati is a large public research university in Cincinnati, Ohio, which is about a 5-hour drive from the Chicago area. And I will go ahead and give you this screen, which has quite a bit of information available here. So to give you a little bit of an overview, we have just under 28,000 undergraduate students at our main campus and just over 46,000 students in total. So we are a very large school. Over 20% of our population does come from out of state. About 15% of our students identify as multicultural, just under 5% are international, and over 20% are first generation students. One of the things that we like to talk about a lot is our average class size for students, because I think students often worry when they hear about the size of our school. What does that mean for them, like actually sitting in a classroom space? And what we like students to know is nearly 83% of our classes have fewer than 50 students in them. Only less than 4% have 100 students or more. So is it possible that you could come to UC and have a couple of really large classes? It's possible, but that definitely will not be the majority of your experience. And that's something we really like to share with students. I will show you more of our colleges. We do have 9 undergraduate colleges with over 350 different majors and programs. So I'll show you those in a minute, but one thing that I really wanted to be sure to highlight is something we're very well known for at Cincinnati, and that is our co-op education. So 100% of our students are going to participate in what we call experiential learning, or learning outside the classroom. And what that looks like for students can vary a little bit depending on the major that you're a part of. One of the options for experiential learning is co-op education. We actually were the founders of co-op education back in 1906. So we've been doing this a very long time. And we have about 3,500 students a year that participate in a co-op program. You can see the required co-op programs listed as well as the optional. The required programs generally are going to be a 5-year, 5 co-op program. At University of Cincinnati, co-op is a full-time paid working semester that's built into your academic calendar with us. So if you were to be in a program that has 5 co-ops that are a part of it, it's a 5-year, 5 co-op plan. You would have 5 semesters that you are actually working full-time as a student in your field rather than taking classes. An average co-op student earns about $10,000 per rotation. So if you do the quick math on that, an average co-op student could earn over $50,000 during their time participating in co-op. That's not something from the university. You actually are going to work for an employer in your field. We help with that process. You don't have to go out and find employers that allow you to do this. We have a very robust database where students have the ability to look for programs that already exist, but it is an incredible earning opportunity for the students who have that option to participate. And it's also an amazing learning opportunity for students because all of that is hands-on full-time work. It is a little different from an internship in that it is always full-time, it's always paid, and then it is a specific work experience. So an internship could be those things, but it doesn't have to be. The co-op has to be pre-approved by our experiential learning team to ensure that it really is a very hands-on work experience for our students. So that is something that's a little bit unique to our experience. The optional programs you'll see listed there, some of those are very similar to the 5-year 5 co-op. Some could be adding in 1 co-op. I think the important thing to know about an optional co-op program is just that it exists. You do not have to have any of the pieces figured out before you would come to Cincinnati. That's what your advisor is there for, is to help you work through those pieces, but know that that very cool opportunity exists. Okay, so some urban benefits about Cincinnati. So we are a #1 city for college grads. A little known fact, a lot of times when I'm talking to students, is we actually have the largest number of Fortune 500 companies per capita of anywhere in the country. So there are a lot of opportunities for our students for internship opportunities, for co-op experiences, for learning-based experiences in and around the Cincinnati area. If you're someone who is interested in a career in the medical field, we have a medical campus with 4 hospitals and 2 more within 2 miles of campus. So lots of opportunity for hands-on experiences. We are about 1.5 miles from downtown Cincinnati and 25 minutes from the regional airport. So we actually have a lot of easy ways for students to get back and forth from campus. And there's a lot to do right in the vicinity of our campus. One thing that's, I think, pretty unique to our campus setup is that you can't drive through our main campus. So even though it's a big school and there's a lot of opportunity for students to be involved and engaged, you can walk pretty much anywhere on campus in about 15 minutes or less. And then you have the city all around you. So it's a really awesome opportunity to have a very traditional on-campus experience while you actually are right in the middle of the city. I am just about out of time, so I want to give you just a quick overview of our admissions process. December 1st is our early action deadline every year for all of our seniors. There is no separate application for scholarships. You are hearing that correctly. You can see some of our most competitive programs are listed there, our out-of-state tuition, meal plans, and things like that. If you have other questions, please feel free to ask in the Q&A or later. And then the last thing I will say, we are going to be test optional again next year for most programs. So stay tuned for any tweaks that may happen over the summer, but most of you will have the opportunity to be test optional again next year. Thanks so much.
Thanks, great to hear from you. And up next we have Butler University.
Okay. Well, hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. My name is Kristen Nelson. I am one of the admission counselors that works with students from the state of Illinois as they are getting to know Butler. We have a couple different counselors that share that kind of whole state. And so there are 3 of us that work with students from the Chicago area. I work primarily with students from the western suburbs. We then have a counselor that works with students from the central Illinois area, and then also have a counselor that works with students from southern Illinois. So we have a tool online to be able to find your counselor if you're not 100% sure who that point of contact would be. But we are excited and happy to work with you as you are continuing to get to know Butler. As you start to learn a little bit more about Butler, we are located in Indianapolis, Indiana. We are just north of downtown by about 5 miles, and so we have this really unique relationship with the city. From the picture that you can see on the screen here, you see the skyline in the background with campus down below, and so you have access to an urban environment, everything that's going on throughout the city, both professionally from building your resume and having great opportunities for internships, shadowing experiences, volunteer opportunities, but then you also get this retreat back to campus, more of this self-contained, stereotypical college campus feel. We don't have any major roads going through campus, and so you get a little bit of the best of both worlds with this urban, but also residential and more suburban type environment. As you then start to think about some other unique balances that Butler offers, we have about 4,700 undergraduate students on campus at Butler. So that really puts us in between this small and mid-sized institution setting. We have great opportunities from that bigger school experience from Division I athletics, Butler basketball, being located in a big city like Indianapolis, and having more of that national name brand and kind of school spirit experience. But you also get to benefit from that smaller school community. And so you've got an average class size of 22. You'll have more of those discussion-based classes, see familiar faces. Your professors are going to know you by name. They're going to know if you're not in class for the day. And as you start to think about academic support available to you as a student, we have an 11-to-1 student to faculty ratio. And so knowing our professors are able to have open office hours, they're able to get to know you and provide academic support. But those faculty members also do serve as our academic advisors. And so they're able to get to know your career goals and start thinking a little bit more long-term, just to make sure that they're helping to connect you to their larger professional networks and start to think about how you can be best building your resume throughout your time within that program on campus at Butler. As you start to think about those different academic programs, we have over 65 different majors and minors. Those are housed within 6 different colleges. So you will see each of the colleges listed here. But as you go through applying to Butler, you will select a major on your application, and we will review you specifically for that major. The reason that we do that is that allows every single undergraduate program at Butler to be a direct admit program so that you can start taking those courses within your first semester as a student on campus. We are also a liberal arts-based institution, and so you will have a liberal arts core of classes that you would be taking, about 1 to 2 classes in every subject area, just really making sure you're a strong reader, writer, critical thinker, and have that kind of well-rounded foundation to set you up for success both in your academic program as well as professionally long-term. You'll notice a pretty consistent trend within all of our different colleges for professional development, whether that is internship experiences, research, student teaching, study abroad. There are all different kinds of opportunities depending on what's going to be most important to you and your career goals. But that has really led to our 98% job placement rate within 6 months of graduation, just making sure that we're helping you to seek out those opportunities both in the classroom as well as outside of the classroom that are connected to your different academic interests. About 2/3 of our students at Butler double major or have some sort of major minor combination. So if you're going into applying to colleges and you aren't 100% sure what you want to study, you're considering a couple different options, know that our students at Butler have all different kinds of combinations of opportunities. And so there are a variety of different ways for you to be able to find that best pathway for you within each of our different academic programs. Another thing I'll mention for those of you that may be undecided, we have a phenomenal program for those undecided students that we call exploratory studies. This is technically one of our more popular programs. It's about 10% of every incoming class and gives you a lot of time to explore, to work with advisors specifically set up to help those students, as well as class opportunities to get some guided reflection and opportunities as you're then getting closer to declaring a major down the road. As you think about the student life experience, our students are super active on campus. We have a 3-year on-campus residence requirement for living in our residence halls. That's especially and specifically designed because our students are around on the weeknights and weekends, and there's a lot for our students to participate in. We have over 130 student organizations. Over 94% of our students are involved in one or more of those organizations, and I think that really categorizes kind of our stereotypical Butler student. I mentioned earlier, we also have our Division I athletic program. Students students are super excited to participate and cheer on our Butler Bulldogs. And so especially our athletic events within our basketball program, students get into all of our sporting events for free. And so you have great access to those different experiences and opportunities. We talked a bit about the city of Indianapolis and the opportunities that has available to our students. And then as you start to think about the admission process and our opportunities available, you'll first see our important dates and deadlines. The application opens August 1st going into your senior year. We then have our early action deadline on November 1st and a regular decision deadline on December 1st. And then this would give you our middle 50% of accepted students to get an idea of where you might fall for admission to the university. We are test optional, so you do have that ability to decide your application method, and we do have our own Butler application as well as utilize the common application. So if you have any questions, I'd love to be able to connect with you further down the road, but thanks so much for listening, and go Dogs.
Thank you, all presenters. It's awesome to hear from you guys. And we do have a little extra time, so we're gonna pose some questions and you guys can, round robin answer them. So first question we have is what?
Kenzie, you forgot St. Louis University.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. All right, Slew, you're up.
All right, 1 second. Oh, I need you to stop sharing your screen so I can.
There you go. I'm so sorry about that.
It's okay. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for joining me. My name is Alyssa Beinpour. I'm one of the senior admission counselors in the Office of Admission at St. Louis University. I have been at SLU for just, it'll be 8 years in September. And I am one of, I believe, 6 admission counselors that work with the entire state of Illinois. So I actually specifically work with Central and Southern Illinois. So a little bit about St. Louis University. We are located in St. Louis, Missouri. We were founded in 1818. So we are the first university west of the Mississippi and the second oldest Jesuit institution. So we do have a religious affiliation. We are that Catholic Jesuit school. St. Louis University is a medium-sized university. So we have around 8,000 total undergrad students, and then our total population is right above 12,000 students. As I mentioned, we are located in St. Louis, Missouri. It's the downtown urban campus. So we are minutes away from a lot of really cool things that we have going on downtown, Busch Stadium. We are getting an MLS team. So if you're interested in soccer, that stadium is about 2 minutes away from our campus, but it isn't an urban downtown campus, but it's also traditionally enclosed. So you will still have that green space, that wonderful green space, and that traditional walkable campus that you may be seeking, but then everything else that a city has to offer you. Along with that, we have a second campus, a second full standalone campus located in Madrid, Spain. So you can actually attend for all 4 years if you'd like to, or you can study abroad for a year or a semester. So a little bit about a Jesuit education. It really means that we have a philosophy of educating a student as a whole person. So you are taking, those classes to make you a more well-rounded individual. So theology, fine arts, history, all of those core classes, along with any of your major classes that are along with your program. At SLU, we are not just interested in what you will become, so whatever your career path will be, but who you will become as well. Another big piece of the Jesuit education is that social justice and community activism or community peace to them. So that number down below, 1.98 million plus hours, that's the number of hours that our students, staff, and faculty complete annually, so each year. So they're doing that service work throughout the city of St. Louis and then globally as well. At St. Louis University, we have over 90 undergraduate programs to choose from. So things like our College of Arts and Sciences, to Parks College of Engineering, Aviation, and Technology, the Richard A. Chaffetz School of Business, And then all of our programs are direct admit to that major. So when you're applying to SLU, you're actually able to apply to the program of study that you're interested in, allowing you to start those classes right away, your first semester, your first year on SLU's campus. All of our programs, or most of them, have that hands-on learning experience. So the experiential learning piece to it. So you're not just sitting in a classroom taking notes all the time, you're also out in the field of study that you may be interested in. So for instance, our nursing program, most of our nursing students are completing over 300 clinical hours throughout their time at SLU. Aerospace engineering students have the opportunity to use our supersonic wind tunnel on campus. So those are just a few ways that our students are getting their hands-on experience. Different ways to be involved with St. Louis University. Our students are coming with a love of wanting to be involved and do a lot of different things all at the same time. St. Louis University is a Division I school, so we have 18 Division I athletic teams on campus, around 10 women's sports and 8 men's. The only big one that we don't offer is football, but some of our biggest and most popular sports include our men's and women's basketball team, our soccer, both men's and women's, as well as volleyball. If athletics or D1 athletics isn't your thing, we do offer club and intramural sports. So we do have a pretty great, fantastic men's club soccer team. And then we have over 150 clubs and student organizations. So anything from honors programs to academic clubs to things like a Harry Potter club or a Rubik's Cube team. We offer 7 fraternities and 7 sororities. So if you're interested in Greek life, about 20% of our students are part of Greek life. And then we have 10 multicultural clubs and fraternities to choose from as well. So the different ways to become a Bellican, we offer 2 applications. So one through our website as well as one through the Common application. It's completely free to apply. After that, we'll need to see your official high school transcript. And then for any international students, we'll need to see some of the scores for English proficiency. And then recommended items include no more than 3 letters of recommendation, as well as a resume. And then we do offer admission interviews that are completely optional to get to know the student a little bit better. And the new for fall of 2020 and for the subsequent years, we are test optional. So if you do not have test scores, or if you were not able to test more than once, and you don't like your score, then you definitely don't need to send them to us. When you apply to St. Louis University, you're also being considered automatically for our merit-based scholarships. And those are between $8,000 and $25,000 per year. And then we do have a priority deadline of December 1st. So while we still accept students after that date, we would like, and most of the students that are highly interested in SLU will have an application in by December 1st. And then if you do need more information about SLU, you can put it in the chat box and the Q&A box, and we will answer those. Or you can go to our website, SLU or slu.edu, and you can browse any of our visit options or ways to talk to your admission counselor. Thanks so much.
Thanks. We still have time, so let's try that again with some questions. And panelists, you don't necessarily have to go in order. Just feel free to speak, be respectful of everyone. So, what is some advice that you would give someone going through the college search process?
Can you hear?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. This is Grayson from St. Ambrose. My biggest advice is to visit as many campuses as you can. I know that's extremely hard to do right now, but taking advantage of the schools that are offering in person, taking advantage of the virtual visit options, the more you can visit or see a school, the better you can get a feel of if it is a right fit for you. And then you kind of know to either keep it on your list or to cross it off until you only get down to one school.
So I would build on that to say, yes, absolutely visit. I think many of us are going to have a lot more options going into later spring and summer For a variety of reasons, I anticipate there will likely be more that's available. But even if it's visiting the school and walking around on your own and exploring the area a little bit, you can still get a really good sense of campus. And hopefully by the time you're doing admitted student events, it'll look much more like we are usually expecting. The other thing I would say is, if you haven't already, you might want to think about an email just for college information. A lot of us send a lot of important information via email, and I hear a lot of students say, oh, I don't check that. And maybe you don't want your parent or a family member helping you with this search to have access to your regular email. So if you have one where all your college information goes, maybe everyone involved in that search process in your family can have access to it, so that multiple people kind of have eyes on it and know what information's coming in and what things you need to respond to. And if you get to a point where you know there's a school you're interested in or not interested in anymore, we take no offense to clicking the button to unsubscribe so you don't get emails from us anymore, and it can condense a little bit of what you start to see.
And then I'll hop in. I would say to be involved in the search process, this is the college that you're going to be going to. So if at all possible, you being the one to contact and be in contact with your admission counselor or whoever is helping you during the process. For me personally, I know for many people in St. Louis University's office, we enjoy getting to know our students as well and getting to know what you're interested in. So not always making it, we know that your parents will be involved in the process and they're an important piece to that, but also you be involved in taking ownership of this very big responsibility. And so that way we know who you are, and maybe not just who your parents are as well. So really taking advantage of your admission counselors and getting to know them and allowing them to get to know you.
Okay, if no one else wants to speak on that, we can do the next one really quickly. What is a favorite event or tradition that you have on your campus?
I can go ahead and start on that. Hello, Stephen from the State University of Mankato. I would have to say, me personally, my favorite event would have to be the semi-annual drag show that we have on campus. It is one of the most popular events because it literally sells out within 2 hours of it getting notified. And it's just a great experience to just go out and view something that's totally different, but in the safety of the campus. And it's just so fun to go with your friends and then just have a good time and just party with the drag queens and just have fun. So I think probably my favorite event.
I would say at Butler, one of my favorite traditions would be our Butler basketball games. We often hear when people come visit campus that Hinkle Fieldhouse is just an exciting place to be. It is just a fun building to be able to see with its history, but then it is just super fun to see Hinkle Fieldhouse packed with students, with kind of everyone within the community that's coming on to cheer on Butler basketball, and just to be a part of all of our different kind of school spirit components of the Butler experience. So I would say that is probably one of my favorite events or traditions.
Hi, Jimmy from Southern Oregon. One of my favorite things, it kind of entails both campus and the community of Ashland. We love to throw parades for like any reason at all here in Ashland. Downtown is literally just like a 10-minute walk down from campus. Definitely the most exciting time of the year is around Halloween, because all the students and everyone in our community will just come out and just host a giant walkable parade through downtown Ashland every year. Well, not last year because of COVID and everything, but usually Halloween is just a fantastic time. You just see everyone come out and have a good time and showcase their creativity.
Can go. This is Alyssa from SLU. So St. Louis University has a very unique mascot. We are the Billikens. So they're really, there's no other school in the country that has our mascot, which is pretty cool. But one of the traditions that we have, and I graduated from SLU, so we used to do this a lot, and maybe not in pandemic times because it's probably not the, the most sanitary, but we have a statue of our Billiken on campus. And I know that many students will rub its belly for good luck. So that is one tradition that I know a lot of students will still go do before finals or presentation. Again, I don't know if they're doing that right now. And then we do have a huge community service event that is called Make a Difference Day. And St. Louis University students, staff, and faculty will get together on a Saturday, usually at the end of October. And alumni will join as well, and they will go around the city of St. Louis and to different organizations and do a day of service.
It looks like we are just about out of time. So students and panelists, thank you so much for joining us. After you close the window, there's going to be a very quick 4-question survey. We'd love for you to take that, give us some feedback. And just once again, sign up for more sessions. There's plenty available. And a recording of this will be available as well if you want to rewatch or if you weren't able to stay for the whole thing. So yeah, thank you everyone and enjoy the rest of your evening.